Welcome to the network, the educational podcast designed to help our community navigate the four areas of life that I like to call the funky four corners. I've had the opportunity to interview some of my favorite people with one goal in mind: to help the spiritual, physical, mental, and financial health of our people as we navigate this thing called life. Subscribe to the network. You never know, you might need it. Listen, man, it's Black Music Month. I'm super excited about what we got going on today here in the network. Listen. In the words of Levon Alfred and Clayton Gavin, you may know them as Dead Prayers. If you check 1, 2, my word of advice to you is just relax. Just do what you gotta do. If that don't work, then kick the facts. If you a fighter, rider, biter, flame igniter, crowd exciter, or if you want to get high, then just say it. But if you a liar, pants on fire, wolf crier, agent with a wire, I'm gonna know it when you play it. It's bigger than hip hop. If you're a real hip hop fan, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, today I have a Washington, D.C. based DJ and curator of Feel Good Vibes, known for seamlessly blending funk, hip hop, and jazz into an unforgettable music experience. With the cosign and endorsement of the legendary DJ Scratch, she continues to expand her presence on the national and international stage while staying true to her distinctive sound and energy. Everybody listen to me carefully with your real hands and with your virtual hands. I need y'all to welcome back into the co-op for the third time, Chandra Hampton, aka DJ Champ Lifestyle. Okay, listen. So before we get into everything that you have built as Champ Lifestyle, I want to start where most people don't see you start. You sang in church.
Yes.
You taught dance.
Yes.
And somewhere along the way, you step behind the decks, the ones and twos, the wheels
Absolutely.
of steel.
Yes.
So walk me through how music has been the thread running through all of it.
So, when you grow up in life and you're trying to figure life out, but the funniest thing about it is that the answer's been there the whole time. I feel like that's my story. It's been there the entire time. Grew up, I am the daughter of an evangelist. I was one of those church kids, grew up in church, constantly exposed to gospel music. I have 2 older brothers that are musicians. One played in a jazz band. The other just played around the house. Well, I'm sorry, not just around the house, but he also played in a school band. And music was always a part. It was the soundtrack to our lives. And so as I'm going throughout life's ups and downs and figuring out what I want to do and where I want to be, when I stopped to think about it, I realized that music was at the center of everything. So when I left home and, church singing in the choir was no longer what I was doing at the time, fast forward, I got into dance fitness and I thought that was it, and I tried to do, take it to the max, which in many ways I feel like I did. I'm an award-winning dance fitness instructor, but life happened. And it caused me to have to pivot. And I tried to figure out, I was like, where do I go after dance? And I went to therapy, and my therapist kind of coached me through how to start thinking about my life. Instead of feeling defeated, she said to reframe it. And I figured out that music was always in the center of everything I did. So why not DJ? And here we are.
Wow. What a great story. Outstanding story. So listen, I know some of the story because this is your third time coming on to the pod, right? So the first time you came on, you were the biggest, baddest dance instructor in DC. Then we brought you back and you were DJing. So if y'all want to hear that story, that bridges that, then you got to go back and check out the older episodes. Subscribe to the network. You never know. You might need it. Everybody has a story that needs to be told, right? So I shot you a text. I'm like, hey, Black Music Month is in June. I would love to have you come on talk about Black Music Month, right? You're HBCU graduate.
All day.
It is Black Music Month. So before we go any further, what does it mean to be a DC-based DJ, HBCU alum, doing this work in this particular month?
The responsibility is huge. You know what I mean? I don't say that in a negative way or if it's a burden. It's huge because I feel like I've been surrounded by the culture, right? And going to a HBCU, like, you know, being around our people and knowing the history, and we are musical people. So to transition into being a DC based DJ, which is also a very, very Black city, you know, I feel privileged that I had the HBCU experience and I'm coupling it with, you know, being a DC DJ, because I feel like my whole life I've been preparing for this moment. All of the history of music, all of the culture that I've been surrounded by, my Southern roots, the Jaguar pride, listen, the baddest band in the land. You know, I mean, I feel like I had no choice but to go this route because it's the music. As, again, especially with the HBCU culture, I feel like we were so privileged at Southern to be around the baddest band in the land, to be in Baton Rouge, where just the history of music and dance, and then the way the hip hop culture evolved over the years from the 80s up until now. I mean, seriously. So I feel like I got a little bit from a lot of places, and to bring it to this very Black city, you know, it's a huge responsibility, but I'm happy to take it on.
I love it. I love that you embrace it,
Yeah.
right? So you are not only, you know, just kind of like music from the ground up, you know what I'm saying? Like you're rooted in it, but you also understand, you know, the importance of music within the Black community, the importance of music on an HBCU campus, the importance of music in Chocolate City.
Yes.
So, and you don't take that lightly. I love that. So listen, on the network, we always give flowers. We always give flowers. So who are you giving flowers to today while they can still smell?
It's so many people, and I don't even remember who I had listed. It's so many people, but I have to say the person that stands out for me. So this is for my hip hop lovers, my hip hop heads. If you know this person, his name is Mad Skills, and he was, I would say, the first successful rapper to come out of Richmond, Virginia. And he's a ghostwriter for many of our favorite rappers that a lot of people don't even realize because he's not one to boast. But I have to bring him up and give him his flowers because, you know, he didn't know me from Adam. Okay. I met him during COVID virtually when we used to go, everybody used to go into his stream while he DJ'd. And so we fast forward some time, and when he started following me on Instagram and he saw me learning how to DJ, he offered mentorship to me. Like award-winning, he won a Grammy now, by the way. He's a Grammy-winning artist now for a spoken word album. But to offer me his time for someone who he kind of just met, and just be a sounding board for me, offer me like suggestions. He would send me, like I would post little clips of me like practicing my DJ mixing on my Instagram stories, and then he'll hit me with a message and he'll say, check your text, I'm gonna send you this to show you how to do this a little bit better, how to pull up the volume on that, how to make your cuts a little bit stronger and things like that. So I tell him all the time, so he knows this already, but I need the world to know that I appreciate him so much for just taking the time to give me advice because he wants to see me win. And I mean, obviously we're friends now, but it's just, I have to just pay homage because he's paying it forward. You know what I mean? He's been a successful rapper, now an accomplished DJ as well. And now he's reaching back and giving, you know, what he knows to somebody else. So this one is for Mad Skills. I'm giving him his flowers right now because he made sure that I started my DJ career off with the best advice ever.
I read somewhere years ago that the true greats give. You know, they're not intimidated by others' being
Mhm.
good or being great as well. They
Yeah.
understand that sharing their light
Yeah.
with others only creates more light. It
More
doesn't dim
light.
theirs.
Absolutely. And I just, you know, in the moment, I didn't think about it like that because we were just, moving through life and things like, because we had built like a friendship and everything. But then when I started, getting better and I started gigging and I'm thinking back, I'm like, yo, he really gave me some of his time. They got people trying to grab him from every direction. They want him to ghostwrite for them and do this and that. And he's very busy person. But I could text him right now and be like, yo, Skills, I have a question about this. He
Yeah,
responds.
yeah,
And he don't
yeah.
have to. So I will forever be grateful for that.
Shout out to Mad Skills, Grammy award winning
Let's be clear.
Mad Skill. Because you said something super important, like he didn't have to do that.
No.
Right? He didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway. So
Yep.
you are a self-described curator
Yes.
of feel good vibes.
Yes.
Okay. So not a trend chaser.
Not at all.
Not a trend chaser.
Nope.
You go underground.
Yes.
You go nostalgic.
Absolutely.
You go genre bend. So give us a real example of a set where you played something that nobody in the room expected, and then tell us about the reaction when it hit.
Yeah. So one thing that, and I won't, try to take claim because DJs do it all the time. However, I don't know if maybe they expect me to do certain things, but when I do it, they get really surprised. So, and again, this is maybe a testament to how I grew up. Old school music is a part of us. It doesn't matter if it was a part of our generation or not. We still was listening to Frankie Beverly and Mays and, like all of the greats, that we grew up listening to. So in a set, I will probably play like, let's say a Teddy Pendergrass song or a Frankie Beverly and Mays song. And then I might play the hip hop song that sampled the original. And they weren't prepared to hear that. Or I might play an obscure jazz song that no one's ever heard before. And then I will seamlessly blend in the Wu-Tang song or the Tribe Called Quest song that sampled it. And it's not even a well-known jazz song. So it's a way to introduce people. It's a way to wow them as well. And it's a way to give them that experience that's original and unique.
Listen, that is an experience because I'm listening to you and I'm like, these people are, they're having a good time, right? They're vibing. The music is wrapping its arms around them.
Oh, perfect description.
And they're also getting a lesson in music history.
Yes.
So that is, and I'm gonna tell you what I see is I see your set connecting today's community to the past.
That's the point.
Right? Like, listen, y'all, this, one of the things, I'm about to get on my soapbox here.
Go ahead, get there.
One of the things that bothers me a little, not a lot, because I understand what people are saying, but it'll be like, we're not our ancestors, but we are.
We are.
But we are.
We
right?
are.
So like in that session, I see you connecting us today to our ancestors.
Because we are connected.
There is no disconnect there. The feeling that was made when that song was written and produced in the 60s or the 70s, that artist who used that sample, that producer who put it together, understood that feel.
Exactly.
They understood that circumstance and they were like, this would be perfect for this song.
Absolutely.
Reaching back into the past to move us into the future. Sankofa.
Absolutely. Come on now.
Sankofa.
Come on now.
Man, listen.
It's my favorite part of DJ. I'm not going to lie to you. It's my favorite part of DJing is to make those, because it's deeper than just what's playing today.
Yes.
And it's deeper than just music. It is about connecting. It's about community and people, and it's the language that we all speak. So why not connect the generations musically? Why not show you the history of where this song came from, where the inspiration came from? You know, it's the language is bigger than just what's being said today. You know, these jazz songs, these, you know, funk songs that people were rocking to back in the day, that nostalgic part. So my mom listens to my sets when I do them online sometimes, because she loves hearing the Gap Band. She loves hearing the Isley Brothers.
Yes.
And then she'll like, wait a minute, I thought Ryan Isley was about to start singing and somebody start rapping. Like, it excites her to know that her generation of music is still being included in today's music, and it's fire still. It doesn't, there's no old feeling about it at all. None.
Man, that is so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewind back to about 30 seconds. You said it's about the people.
Yes.
And it's about community.
Yes.
So here we are. It's Black Music Month. We're in the network with DJ Champ Lifestyle, Chandra Hampton, Baton Rouge, born and raised, but currently in DC doing her thing. So we're talking about music and a DJ set, and we're talking about community. But I've also had this same conversation with PhDs.
Okay.
And we're saying, listen, money is not going to save our community. No. It's community that's going to save the community.
That's it.
I've had this conversation with pastors on the podcast.
Yeah.
And they say the same thing. It's community. So I want everybody who is watching or listening to this podcast, whenever you watch it or whenever you listen to it, listen, the whole purpose of this thing is to help us physically, spiritually, mentally, financially.
Hey.
It's the community.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
We will save us.
That's it.
We will save us. Chandra, that's so good. Listen, can we talk about DJ Scratch?
Oh God, please.
Okay. So DJ Scratch gave you the cosign. I know the cosign. Cosigns don't come easy.
Let me tell you, man.
Okay. Tell the story. How did it come to be?
Man.
What did it mean for where you are in your career?
Can I just start off by saying I literally have goosebumps right now just at this conversation. Let me just start there, because I need people to understand that when you look at our pioneers, and I'm talking about hip hop specifically, DJ Scratch is a legend. He's a legendary DJ and producer. He is, not even was, he is EPMD's DJ. All of those crazy cuts and scratches and just turntablism that most people cannot do, he's doing them. Even today, he just had a birthday recently. He just turned 58 years old, and he is still out there killing the game. So what happened, how that cosign came, I'm on Twitch, and I have this amazing Twitch community of people that support me as a DJ. And as time has gone on, you know, there are many opportunities that I've had to go to live events, but they're also streamed on Twitch. So I have a friend in Atlanta, and he has what he calls a family reunion every year. And he invites some of his favorite DJ friends to come and stream from his studio in Atlanta, and he streams it on Twitch. So it was 2 years ago. He invited me to go, and I went there and I did my set on Twitch. And as I'm DJing, there's like a live chat feed that's happening as you're DJing. I don't personally pay attention to the chat when I'm doing a live, like in my house, yes, but I was in a live set at someone's studio, so I wasn't paying attention to the chat at that time. But someone sent me a screenshot because DJ Scratch was in the chat. He was watching the stream, and I think it said, "I love this set." And I was like, wow. And so my friend whose event it was, he's a friend of DJ Scratch. And so as I'm DJing, he actually calls my friend and said, yo, who is that DJing right now? He was like, oh, Champ, because everybody calls me Champ. Oh, that's Champ. He was like, yo, no, who is she? Like, I need her on my team. And so all this is happening. I'm DJing, not knowing what's going on in the background. So I'm finished my set. I'm all excited. My friend pulls me to the side. He was like, yo, DJ just Scratch just called me about you. And I was looking at him like, what do you mean? Because I only know one DJ Scratch, and I know you're not talking about him. And he was like, yeah, Scratch was in there. He saw your set. He thinks you are so dope. And I was like, that's crazy. He said he wants you to be a part of his brand, Scratch Vision. And I just could not believe it. So he called Scratch, and I talked to Scratch on the phone that day. And just to be connected with his brand alone, that cosign is like mega. And so fast forward, because I hadn't met him in person at all when this was all over the phone. So this year I did my friend's event again. And lo and behold, I'm in the middle of the set in the studio, and who walks in the doorway of the studio is DJ Scratch. And I stopped what I was doing. I gave him the biggest hug. And so I got to meet him in person. You know, we talked about recording some stuff for Scratch Vision, because his Scratch Vision, he has an app. And so he features DJs that he's handpicked and who he co-signed. So I could go on and on about, because like I said, I got goosebumps in the beginning because the respect I have for him, the legend that he is, and for someone of that caliber to see me as a DJ and just think that I'm dope like that, I've won already.
That, you know, and I'm sitting here, I'm listening to you, man, and I'm so elated.
Yeah.
You know, listening to your story, I love seeing the people that I know win.
Yeah.
Right. But you're not just winning, you're also being recognized by greats.
Yes.
Right. By the true pioneers.
Yes.
Of the game. You know, it's like, so I'm thinking about, you know, I'm a huge basketball fan, right? Was a basketball coach forever. You know, and you hear when kids who are in the NBA now, right? And they get to play against their idol.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we grew up on.
Woo.
And you're getting to meet, you know, I got goosebumps now. I got goosebumps now.
It's just and it's not to say that you can't be successful without those cosigns, but I look at it like the work that I've put in.
There it is.
That reaffirming that we see you working, we see what you're doing, kid. Yeah. We see it and we love it and keep doing it. So that's the part of it that I like, because it recognizes the fact that, because I put in a lot of hours. Any DJ can tell you, you don't just jump on these decks. Yeah. Behind the scenes, you are working hours and hours and hours long. So that cosign, just again, like I said, reaffirms the fact that my work, my hard work is being seen and appreciated. So I just love that.
I listen, as a connoisseur of feel good, right? So every now and then, you know, I'm just like, man, I just want to go somewhere and I need to hear a good DJ. Yeah. You know, I need to hear some good music.
Yeah. And
then to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Right? Like your soul needs this right now.
Absolutely.
You know, and so thank you so much, you and all of the other curators of good vibes.
Yeah.
For putting in the hours, right? So when people, I don't ever want anybody to leave a set feeling disappointed, right? So somebody is feeling like me. Mm-hmm. They just need, they need the music to touch their soul. They need a good set with the good transitions.
Yes.
When people walk into a Champ lifestyle set, and that's what they're looking for, what exactly is it that you want them to feel that they didn't feel when they walked in? What do you want them to leave with?
Easy. I want you to forget about anything else that's happening. Anything before that moment, I want it to be like a distant memory for at least just that 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, however long my set is. I want you to be so immersed into the music. I want that music to remind you of a time. I want you to discover something new, like maybe an artist you've never heard before, or like, what's this? That's probably one of my other favorite parts of DJing, is when I can put someone on to an artist that they might not be aware of. I want you to, hear that jam that you love so much, and then maybe hear it flipped or remixed in a way that you've never heard it. Again, my goal is always to make you forget about whatever it is that happened before you tuned in, period. That is literally all I'm looking to do.
That is good. That's the good stuff right there. That is the good stuff. Okay. Listen, everybody, if you are watching, if you're just now tuning in, my name is Michael Prejean. That is my government name. You are tuned in to The Network with Michael Prejean podcast. It's June. June is Black Music Month, right? So we have Chandra Hampton, DJ, champ, lifestyle in here with us. So before we jump into the next segment, let me read this real quick. This is what I need y'all to do. Take a moment, support the network, help our community continue to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. If you're watching on YouTube, how do you do that? You hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, you hit that bell so you never miss an episode. All right. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give us that 5-star review, right? It helps us to reach even more people who need these conversations. Follow us on IG at _network_podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That's how we strengthen the network and keep this thing rolling. All right, champ. We're moving into the the cornerstones of the podcast, and that's the funky four corners. Okay,
Ooh,
physically,
okay.
mentally, spiritually, and financially. So
Yes.
we'll start with the spiritual corner. Okay, you said that faith is a non-negotiable when it comes to success. That's a strong statement.
Yeah.
Okay, especially from someone who has walked through the fire. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us about a moment where your faith was the only thing that was holding your plan together.
Whew, let me tell you, and you know my story already. And I don't even remember if I talked about this on the last, but it doesn't matter because I'll just say it again because it's worth repeating if I said it. So the faith comes in for me because obviously the definition of faith is believing in something that's not yet seen. Okay. And most of the things we want in life, we haven't seen them. You have to believe that it can happen, right? Because the mindset is the first thing. If you don't believe it, then you're going to have a harder time getting there, if you get there at all. So I'm going to go back to a moment I had with my therapist when I was deep in the trenches of anxiety, of depression, after beating breast cancer. Because what people don't talk about a lot of times when it comes to being a survivor, they think that once chemo, radiation, all that stuff over and you've been, you're cancer free, that life just goes back to normal. It does not. You are traumatized. So now your mental health has been shaken and now you got to figure that out. So luckily I was able to get a therapist that was amazing for me. And so I'm telling her my story and how I feel, and I'm having survivor's guilt. And, I'm happy that I beat it, but I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel different. My body's still going through some things. I can't dance the way I danced before. I feel 20 years older in my body, and so I'm going on and on complaining about who I am and why I don't like myself as much now because I'm not capable of doing X, Y, Z. And she said, you haven't even given the new version of you a chance. You just decided you don't like her and that she's not good enough. That, like, even saying it now makes me want to tear up.
Yeah.
I had never seen myself be so mean to myself before until she held up that mirror. Mm-hmm. So the faith came in because at that point, I had to change my mindset and believe that my life could be better, that I could love myself the way I did before again. And again, without faith, I wouldn't have gotten there. I had to have believed that I could. If I didn't believe it, then I would probably still be feeling sorry for myself and wondering why the old version of me had to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So faith is what sustained me there, believing. I'm like, okay, God, I don't have this. Clearly, I'm a wreck. So God, it has to be you. It has to be you to get me through this. And that's where my faith, for me, it was probably one of the strongest my faith has ever shown up in my life.
That is really good.
Yeah.
that helped a lot of people. That is really good.
Yeah.
So you touched on, the backside of your breast cancer journey, right?
Yeah.
The dealing with the PTSD.
Yeah. Exactly.
um
Yeah.
so breast cancer survivor, right?
Yeah.
You had to figure out what's next. You had to continue to work to beat the trauma. So
Yes.
what did that teach you about honoring your body? So this is the
Oh.
physical corner.
Whew. You taking care of your body is probably the biggest responsibility that you have on this earth. And it should be treated as such. The way that, first of all, we already know we only have one. You only get
Mhm.
one. And what you put into it is what it's going to deliver. So if you're feeding it trash, it's going to deliver trash. And that goes for your mental as well. But we're talking physical right now. So
Mhm.
the other part is, yeah, when you're young, you can get away with living a fast or hard life, pushing yourself, drinking a lot, not getting sleep, not exercising, and you bounce back because our bodies are designed to be stronger when we're younger. When you start aging and all of that slows down, that is when you're going to wish that you had taken the time to take care of your body, because it's and I'm sure people have used this analogy before, but it's true. It's same thing like with the maintenance on a car. Are you getting your oil checked? Are you cleaning the car? Are you getting the brakes changed? What's your upkeep on the car? It's the same thing with your body. If you're not taking care of your heart by doing cardio, making your heart work the way it's supposed to, down the line, it may not work as well. Same thing with your bones. When you do strength training and working out, that strengthens your bones in addition to your muscles, because you lose bone density as you get older. That's why a lot of people, when they get really, up in age, fall down, break a hip easy. But if you're taking care of your body
Mhm.
beforehand, the likelihood of those things happening goes way down. So again, the single biggest responsibility we have on this earth is taking care of our bodies.
That's good. Great. That's a great perspective on your body is a temple.
Yeah.
So let me get your perspective on this.
Hmm.
Why is it so hard? Right? Why is it so hard to understand that the deposits that we make now are directly correlated to the withdrawals that we'll get later in life? Why is that so hard for us?
I think it's hard because when we're young, we're fooled by how strong our bodies are and how resilient they are. And so you're not thinking that far ahead. You're like, oh, I scraped this, or I bounced back, or I healed from this. So it doesn't seem like it's actually going to happen if you're feeling really good in your body. And so we're not thinking now, unless you are that intuitive or you've seen someone in your family go through something, but most of us are fooled by youth. I was telling a friend the other day about, trying to lose weight. It doesn't work the way it used to. I used to go on like a quick
Right.
little, quick little,
Right.
let me just do salads, low carb. I lose the weight I want, few weeks. I'm good to go. Now, no. So that's what I mean about your body changes and you have to totally reprogram the way you think about taking care of yourself. So it's really just that. It's that we're fooled by youth and how strong and resilient our bodies are until it gets to the point to where our bodies start to deteriorate a little bit. And
Mhm.
if you're not thoughtful about something like that, then you miss the boat.
And I want people to really to hear what you said about the reprogramming.
Yeah.
So every few years, and I think this is something that we learn, of course, as we get older. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's not always easy to accept. Sometimes it's really hard to accept,
Yeah.
but we have to reprogram,
We do.
right? Our operating system needs to be updated,
Come
right?
on now.
What used to work at 25 is not going to work at 35. It sure
No,
as
it is
hell ain't going
not.
to work at 45.
Absolutely not.
So
Right.
that's really, really good. That's good
Yeah.
stuff right there. All right,
Yeah, man.
talk about this.
Mm.
accepting the truth about yourself
Yeah.
is the gateway to mental health.
Yes.
Easy to say, hard to live.
Oh, hard.
Talk about
it. It's a journey. So let me just make sure I put that context there. You know, it's not something that you just, okay, I accept things. Now life is going to look different. No, acceptance is a hard thing. Most of us don't want to look in the mirror and accept the truth about ourselves, but it's necessary in order to be free from a lot of the trauma that we have. I'll go back to my breast cancer example with my therapist. A part of me felt like going through breast cancer, you know, it made me, you know, not as good, just in general. Like my body's different, you know, the scars, the treatment of my body, you know, the medication I was on. And a part of me had a hard time accepting that that actually happened to me, even. And the longer I tried to fight against that reality, the more I delayed my actual healing, mental healing. So again, that's why the therapist was really instrumental in me healing from that, is because, you know, she said to me, she said, we can't change what happened to you. You have to accept, yes, you did have breast cancer. Yes, you went through chemo. Yes, you lost your hair. Yes to all of those things. But that does not make you, you know, not good enough. You own those things and make them a part of your life. They don't have to be a negative. It's just reality. And once I said to myself, I was like, you know what? Let me stop fighting the reality of what happened to me. Why am I fighting it? It happened. And so once I literally got over myself and was like, you know what? This is life. And this is how life happens to some people, for a lot of people actually with breast cancer. But once I made it past, I'll be honest with you, things got a little bit easier to deal with, because no longer was I trying to fight hard to hold on to the old version of myself to try to prove I'm strong. I'm still, no. That version has left the building. But the new version, as my therapist says, she says, you never know, you might even like her better. And I'm telling you, game changer. That acceptance was a game changer.
So many gems. So many. What I want people to understand is, because you are an excellent storyteller, right? Your articulation is flawless. So, but what I don't want people to miss is, as you're telling your story, there are so many gems in that you dropped about the process. And you even said, listen, let me contextualize this.
Yes.
It's a process.
Yes.
And you said that the process is necessary so that you can free yourself from the trauma. Man, let's give a shout out to your therapist.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of us are being helped through your therapist right now.
Yeah.
Right. We definitely got to do that. So I don't want y'all to miss the gems. So if you miss the gems, go ahead and scrub back, you know, go ahead and scrub back a little bit, because I don't want y'all to miss that she's telling you, listen, you got to take care of your physical. You got to take care of your body. You only get one, right? You got to take care of your mental.
Yes.
You have to accept the truth and understand that accepting the truth is a process that comes with some reprogramming. Reprogramming is necessary in that process.
1000%.
But the process is necessary. And what y'all are looking at right here in front of you, if you're watching on YouTube, is the evidence of the process and how it's better on the other side. Chandra, thank you so much for sharing that with us. This brings us to the financial corner. Here's what you said. You said invest in something early.
Yeah.
So you can reap the benefits later. So walk me back
to
when you first understood that. Was it a lesson, or did you have to learn that the hard way?
A little bit of both. I'll be honest with you. So growing up the way I did, I didn't grow up with financially savvy people around me. A lot of stuff I did have to figure out on my own. I mean, we were like, hand to mouth pretty much, and it's not a knock against my family at all. I mean, they did the best they could with what they had, but I just wasn't in an environment where people even understood about investing and planning for your future. It wasn't until I kind of got on my own, got a job, and were around people that understood that concept of investing money. And what I learned, because and I don't mind being transparent about this, especially if it's going to help someone. I remember working, I don't even remember where I was working, but I remember at one point in my life, I cashed out my 401k. Crazy, right? That's supposed to be retirement, but I cashed it out. And whatever I cashed it out for, I'm sure it was not significant enough for me to do that, but I did. And then as I got older, I realized, I'm like, when I start learning about compounding interest and things like that, I'm like, well, I've emptied it out. So now I have to start over. Right. And so I'm like, if I would have just left that money there and let that interest just accrue and let it grow, then I could have had even more. Right. So once I got a little bit more savvy with learning about finances and investing, the easiest way for most of us who don't know or are not interested in the stock market or anything like that is to buy a home. That was probably the fastest way to wealth. That's what I learned along the way. And so I bought, this is my third home that I've bought over time. And each time I bought a home, I learned something about the process and I tried to do it better this time around. So when I bought this condo, I bought it in DC in an area that I knew would appreciate in value. That was around local transportation, restaurants, bars, all the things you would want to be around in order to keep the property value up. Because what I didn't want to do is to invest in something that I wasn't going to get a return on my money. So the good thing is that I'm comfortable here. I plan on being here a long time. And unless the city just does some a 180 in this area where I live, I'm definitely going to see a return on this. And back to the 401k, I definitely ramped that back up probably about 20 years ago. So that's looking good as well, because you just don't know where the economy is going to go. You don't know what your life is going to turn out to be. So I wanted to make sure that if all else failed, when it was time for me to retire, I would be able to take care of myself. And the only way you can do that and almost assure that you're going to be able to set yourself up for the future is to invest early and let that interest or that value increase over time. Now if you play the lottery and you hit it big, great, but most of us are not going to do that. So the safest bet is to invest in something that is more than likely to make you some money, like a home in a area where it's potentially going to increase in value. And definitely put money into that 401k. Try to max out if you can, so that when you retire, you don't have to go and find a supplemental job. You can actually live off of your retirement. So that's where we are.
There it is. Listen, so I have transitioned into the world of financial education, right? So when I talk to people, I say, hey, do you have the name and phone number of a financial professional in your contacts? And they're like, nah. I'm like, yes, you do. Me. So let me take this moment. It's not going to be a shameless plug. It's going to be education. All right. I want everybody to Google the rule of 72. Okay. So after you have looked it up, let's do a pause here. Pause. All right. You looked it up. So here's what I need you to do. Now that you have Googled the rule of 72, you can use it to pay compound interest, or you can use it to earn compound interest. Like the black sheep said, the choice is yours.
The choice is yours.
The choice is yours. Okay. Chandra, that was good stuff right here. So listen, every time we come on the podcast, we got to play a game. Okay.
I love it.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Black music has always been America's most blank export.
Ooh. music has always been America's valued.
There, that great word. Great
Valued.
word.
Yeah.
Great word. Okay. So most people may know this answer. Some of you youngsters probably don't know this. The black music publication that was considered the Bible of hip hop for most of the 90s. What was it?
Oh.
It's the only place you can get 5 mics.
Oh, The Source.
The Source.
Oh my God, you brought me back.
The Source. Okay. Oh,
that was good.
I got so many good questions here. Let me hit you with a trivia question. Let me hit you with another trivia question.
Okay.
What U.S. president officially designated June as Black Music Month?
Oh, you might have me on this one.
This one, when I looked this one up, I was like, man.
Oh, you got me here. You got me here.
Jimmy Carter in 1979.
No.
Yeah. Jimmy Carter in 1979. Some people consider him to be like before President Barack Obama, the last decent president. Some people. I'm not saying that's what I said. I'm saying that's what some people say.
That is a great fact to know.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Listen. All right. For those that you know what this means, some people may not know what it means though. So I want you to educate them here. What does the phrase sampling mean in hip hop production?
So sampling means you have taken a song that's already recorded by another artist and you've taken some portion of that song to use to make a new song, essentially. So it could be, I don't know all of the specific rules about how much, of a song you can take, but some people take the lyrics, or some people take like the musicianship, or they take literally a part of the whole song and kind of repurpose the whole song, and maybe just instead of singing lyrics, they may be rapping over it. So yeah, that's sampling.
All right. So this is our version of start, bench, cut. Okay.
Ooh.
But what we're gonna do is, so you got like three DJs gonna be in the set. Okay.
Okay.
So you got an opener, somebody in the middle, and a closer. So DJ Scratch, DJ Premier, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Who's gonna open? Who's gonna be in the middle? And who's gonna close it?
I already don't like this. Let me just start. I don't like having to make this choice.
It's a tough one. This is a tough one.
Oh my God, this one is very tough. So Scratch, Jeff, and oh God. I must start with Premier.
Okay.
And can I explain why? Because I feel like I need to justify.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with Premier because Premier is gonna bring you back to some of your favorite joints. He's gonna pull you in. Yeah. He's gonna play those joints. You're like, oh my God, I remember when this dropped, blah, blah, blah. So he's gonna be the one to pull you in. Then next, I would say, I would go Jazzy Jeff next, because he's going to bring you, he's going to start with the experience. You know what I mean? About going different places musically. Not saying that Premier can't, but we all know him mostly for hip hop joints. So he'll pull you in with that. Jeff is going to bring you through jazz, funk, soul, old school, new school. He's going to get that journey. And I'm going to end it with Scratch, because Scratch is going to wow you. The stuff that he does on turntables is going to leave you speechless, breathless, and give you that memorable experience that you're never going to get anywhere else.
I love it. So I love it. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Premier going to open it up.
Yeah.
Jeff going to take you on a journey. Yeah. And DJ Scratch is going to wow us. All right. Last question right here in our Funky Four game.
Okay.
In one word, what does Black music mean to you?
I'm getting like literally full, like in a spiritual way, because it's everything. It's everything. Because it's connected to everything. It influences everything. Even when people don't realize they're being influenced by the Black music, they are. So I would say it's everything.
Even when people don't know
Even
that
they
they
don't
are
know.
being influenced
Yes,
by Black music,
Black
they
music.
are.
They are.
Don't you forget it. Don't y'all forget it. All right.
Ever.
It's time for good medicine. So here's what we do. Every episode, we ask our guests to write a prescription for listeners. One habit, practice that changed your life, a mindset, something that was life-changing for you that can be life-changing for our watchers or listeners. DJ Champ, what are you prescribing today?
I'm prescribing consistency for everyone who wants to be successful at anything. I forget exactly how the saying goes, but it's something to the effect that hard work beats out talent any day. And it's true, because the person that's willing to get up and practice a thing and do that thing over and over and over again, you will literally outrun most people who have the talent that you want to have. So I challenge everyone to I'm prescribing everyone the medicine of consistency in order to create a successful life for yourself. And that's my good medicine.
It's good. That's good medicine. Everybody needs a good dose of consistency.
Yes.
All right, this brings us to the very last segment, and we like to call this
Didn't ask.
You didn't ask. Okay. I need to clean that up a little bit. So, no filter. What do our listeners need to hear, even if it's not what they came for? What do you have for us? You didn't ask.
You didn't ask, but let me tell you, whatever it is that you think you want that you haven't gotten yet, you don't want it bad enough. You think you do, but you don't want it bad enough, because if you want it bad enough, you will do everything it takes to get it. You won't make excuses. You're not gonna, look for you're just gonna get up and you're gonna research. Like, if you don't know something, look it up. If you wanna lose weight, start a plan. If you wanna eat better, meal prep. And if those things are what you say you want, and you just haven't had the chance to see any fruit of that, it's because you didn't want it bad enough.
You don't want it. You're not consistent.
Right.
You say you want it, but you really don't want it.
No.
You're talking out the side of your neck.
Yes.
You're faking the funk.
You're faking the funk.
That's what you're doing.
Pretty much.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Okay, listen. Before I let you go, you talked about African-American culture and history being under threat. Mm-hmm. Schools are removing history. Listen, here in the state of Texas, as a former teacher, as a former social studies teacher, I've always kept up with politics. Politics have always intrigued me. So I keep up. The new social studies curriculum in the state of Texas has no mention of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? So not only are people being erased, artifacts are being erased.
Yep.
It's Black Music Month. As a DJ, as someone whose entire art form is rooted in us, in the Black culture, what do you want people to understand about what's at stake?
And this is where I feel like I'm having a full circle moment here, because when we first started talking about it, I talked about, being rooted in Southern Black music and HBCU music culture and church and things like that. Because it's important that we keep our music alive. And the way we do that is to keep our voices heard, is to talk about it, is to constantly push back on the politicians and the people who are trying to remove our culture from the history books and things like that. So one thing I love about social media is that people aren't afraid to speak up, to share the music, to, even if big record companies aren't signing artists. People are going off on their own and getting it done. So I need people to understand that the only way that we keep our music alive is to continue living it and to continue talking about it, so that people can always experience it, and it will stay within the fabric of not just the United States, but the entire world, because it is literally everything. It really is.
That's good. That's really good. Chandra Hampton, Champ Lifestyle, I appreciate you coming to the network. Where can people find you or follow your journey?
So I am Champ Lifestyle on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the social media channels. And so I'm around. I'm very active on social media, so you can always find me posting where I'm going to be next. I'm actually going to be in New Orleans 4th of July week, and I have 2 DJ gigs there that I'm doing, one at the Fillmore on July 3rd and then at the Howlin' Wolf on July 4th. So coming back home to my roots. So yeah, I post it all on social media, so they can always find me there.
Okay, before we close, you recommended Kelly Vision.
Yes.
An up-and-coming DJ out of Cleveland. So Kelly Vision, I'm coming. I'm letting you know I'm coming. We got to get you in here in the network. So nice. Say a word about Kelly Vision for our listeners.
Kelly Vision is actually someone that I've only met in the past, I would say 2 to 3 years. She is a newer DJ who just kind of found her voice as a female DJ, but not only did she find her voice, she's hitting the ground running. See, I love people that are hungry, right? Because that's who I was. And her husband's a DJ as well. So it's just an interesting dynamic to watch them both, but just specifically to watch her find her voice as a DJ. And I'm just very excited about where she's headed.
That's what's up. Listen, before y'all dip out, everybody, I need you to hit like. I need you to subscribe, smash that bell. You know how it works. If you're listening, once again, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Follow us on IG at _network_podcast. Man, check the show notes on YouTube for the good medicine. You didn't ask, the stuff you didn't ask for, but we gave it to you anyway. Listen, this is the network. We are your spot for elevating mind, body, spirit, and finances as we navigate this thing called life together. Subscribe to the network. You never know, you might need it. I am Michael Prejean. That's my government name. For DJ Champ Lifestyle, her government name is Chandra Hampton. She's going to be in New Orleans, in the city, 4th of July weekend. Y'all go check her out. Follow her on IG. Find her on Twitch. Follow her on TikTok. June is Black Music Month, and Black music is everything. Listen, I need y'all to do one thing and one thing only, and that's make love the culture. Until next time, love y'all.